Bro, I ain't bullshitting, dude. Like, this is the funnest podcast that I've ever done, dude, because this shit's been funny. I've been laughing the whole time. Like, this
Right
shit
on,
was
bro.
cool, man. I would do this again anytime, dude.
Welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of Dedication to Excellence podcast. Gotcha. It has been an incredible journey all through Season 1. We can't wait to end it with incredible guests like Zachary Babcock. Season 2 is going to bring some changes, which we are excited to bring to you guys. We are going to be updating you with a short episode number 1 of Season 2 with Eugene and I as we break down what's to come in the coming months. And of course, we can't go into Season 2 without thanking each and every listener of Season 1. Thank you so much for taking this ride with us. We have some incredible things in store for Season 2. Can't wait to unveil. Let's go ahead and get started with this incredible episode to send off Season 1 the right way with Zachary Babcock.
We got Zachary Babcock in the building, who's got a dope-ass story. I can't wait to... I know it at a high level, man. I was doing my little research there, but can't wait for you to fill in the details. But, man, you've definitely... you've seen some shit, huh?
A little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of life, man. Grateful to be here. Grateful to be on your guys' podcast. Love the name Dedication to Excellence. By the way, that shit hits hard. It slaps hard as a mofo. The reason why I say that, I'm not just saying that to I don't flatter people, man. It's not my jam. The reason why I say that, though, is it's our core value. Is one of our core values as a company is good is not enough. Excellence is the standard. So I'm glad to be here, man.
So I already picked it, man. We were prepping for your episode way in advance. I was like, one day we are going to get Zach Babcock on the line, and I want to make sure that he knows we were looking out for him. But, yo, man, we'd love to just kind of hear the backstory. I know things got a little interesting when you was in the big house for a little bit, but tell us what happened before that. What just kind of the lead up and what was childhood like and all that?
Yeah, man. It's weird, dude. Literally this past Friday, I cried like a little bitch in the forest. Like literally was like a grown ass man. I'm fucking crying, bro, like a little baby, because I've been carrying around baggage for decades. My dad died when I was 7, and I was like hurt by that and like hated him for that. And it just been carrying that with me. And just all of a sudden it just came out. It was a great experience, man, because it felt good because I forgave him and I felt like I did some healing and stuff. But yeah, man, I grew up without a dad. Didn't have any chief aim in life, was a knucklehead, wanted to fit in with everybody else and got into a lot of trouble and ended up doing a bunch of time in prison as a result of all those years just going down a wrong path.
Would you mind asking how the circumstances surrounding your dad's death?
Yeah. So him and my mom split up when I was 6. And then he died from a car crash, but he had cocaine, weed, and alcohol in his system. I don't know if he was high on all 3 at the same time, but he definitely was probably drunk or was drinking. Maybe he had a little bit of cocaine. I don't know, but yeah, he had all that in his system.
Got you, man. And so as a kid, like what did that do to you? How did that kind of shape your outlook on life?
That's some stuff that I'm going to be going back out into the woods on this Friday and journaling on and thinking about, man, really uncovering that stuff. Cause that stuff's important, man. You say like, that's what men usually go through when they have their midlife crisis, because there's some shit that happened in their childhood or way, 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 way back there. That's just been,
I like to think I've been having a midlife crisis every day since I was like 22, man. But I dig it. Is that what you did? You went out into the woods last Friday and kind of just
yeah, dude. I took a little hit of weed and fucking did my little meditation, little journaling, and get connected. And then, man, I just fucking had like, I'm not like I'm far from like a woo motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm definitely like super practical in what I do and
sure.
Like having tactical stuff, but I do have my spiritual experiences and stuff, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man, because I feel the same way. I've always been like prided myself on being down to earth and not out there. Then I started dating this super spiritual girl who's my girlfriend now. She's pretty cool, but yeah, I find myself going out into the woods and doing breath work and meditating and hey, you do it on mushrooms, it makes things so much better, bro.
I've done, yes. Yeah. Amen, dude. Just a little microdosing, nothing crazy, but a little microdosing, dude. I was high as fuck one time going through the woods, man. And I was like, I don't know why, but like when I put my hand on a tree,
you feel the energy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah. That motherfucker.
It feels good as fuck too, man.
Yo, okay, so Dustin, I don't know if you've ever done mushrooms, man, but so the first time I did mushrooms, I took a bunch and felt nothing. So I'm like, oh, maybe my body just don't react to mushrooms. Cause I think technically what mushrooms are just kind of giving you like really bad food poisoning that makes you hallucinate. I'm like, well, growing up, we didn't really have food. So I was eating a bunch of dumb shit anyway. So maybe I built an immunity to, tripping out on mushrooms. So anyway, thought I was like immune to mushrooms. And then I tried it again and again. And I microdosed a couple times. Then I thought I felt something one time I was out in the forest. And that's when I felt the trees like pulsating and talking to me. Like there was a tree that had been destroyed by a fire. It was probably like struck by lightning or something. And you can see it like gasping for life. And I'm like, tree, I can't help you, bro. Like I see you. It's like, probably when you're in prison and you watching someone get stabbed, but that's not really your business. It's like, I can't do nothing for you, bro. So anyway, that was that. This last Friday, maybe you and I are living some parallel lives here. I tried mushrooms again. And this time, bro, this turned into the Joe Rogan show real quick. I was out there, man. So yeah, Dustin, listeners, if you haven't, this is not financial advice.
Yeah, disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
There's a lot. Actually, I was listening to Joel Marion's Born to Impact, and there's a lot on the psychedelics and like MDMA and breaking down those barriers. There's actually a study that they're looking at getting improved. I think it's the MAP study, which one of them had paid extra to kind of get into, which is meant for kind of PTSD and military right now, which they're trying to do is they dose them up, but it tears the wall down. It breaks the door open, and there's literally no barrier, no dishonesty with themselves, and it's really overcoming certain mental blocks and stuff. So definitely it has some incredible effects.
Now, is this only with like MDMA? Because I've never done that before. I've done shrooms and weed, but I haven't done like any acid or MDMA. You could still have those breakthroughs like shrooms and shit, right? Because it's still psychedelic, right?
Alex, yeah.
Okay, look, Zach, bro, I haven't done acid either. All my girl,
I'm scared too, bro.
Bro, you feel me? That's what I'm saying. I think you know what it is. I think acid it's bad marketing. Like you call it acid, it sounds like it's not good for you. Mushroom sounds organic. It sounds like a vegetable, So I think it's just really
weed,
right? With acid, it's a PR thing, bro. Like I grew up playing Mortal Kombat. Reptiles spit acid. Acid wasn't a good thing. You know what I mean?
No.
Anyway, I digress. So back to your story. So back to your childhood. So what did you want to be when you grew up, man?
Man, I wanted to be a rapper, a gangster motherfucking rapper. That was it. And I actually was for a little bit too. Believe it or not. So I was in a group and I wasn't even the best rapper in the group. I was just the one that always got shit done business-wise and got us.
You were the sex appeal. Be real, man. You were the sex appeal.
I was the one that got us to studio time, booked the shows, sold the tickets, all that good stuff. But I wanted to be a rapper, dude. I even got this tattoo. You guys are on a podcast, can't see it, but I had to think about that. But I got a tattoo, a little microphone. Then SMS stands for Show Me Squad was the name of the group that we were in.
Where were you from?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Gotcha. Okay.
Bunch of nothing. Yeah.
It's cool. Aspiring to link up with Nelly and the St. Lunatics.
Yeah, I mean, he was cool as shit, and it was Nelly and Eminem were the biggest like rap influences. Obviously Nelly from being from St. Louis, and then Eminem, dude, he was just like, when I started listening when I was 11, was just like the coldest motherfucker in the game at that time.
Oh, still is,
dude.
bro.
I could do it. Yeah, it's a lot of his new shit kind of is like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's still a beast.
There's still no one will ever touch him on the wordplay though, man.
Nah, man. Yeah, the rap god was like something out of this world for sure.
Shit's ridiculous, bro. So you wanted to be a rapper, but you were the businessman of the group. So you had a bit of entrepreneur in you at an early age. Did you get into hustling at all?
Oh yeah, dude. I used to hustle Pokemon cards and fake weed in grade school.
Oh, you were the one selling oregano, huh?
Yeah, it was pencil shavings. From the pencil sharpener, bro. Well, I was in third grade, so motherfuckers were gullible. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like, come on, man, it's all cool people do. They smoke weed and stuff. Because I hung out with the older crowd and yeah, knucklehead.
And I would have been one of the guys who probably bought it off you, to be real. That's what's up, man. So when did the trouble begin? I mean, walk us through the season of life that brought you to prison.
Yeah, man. Well, I've always had authority issues my entire life. And I hated school from day one, and I checked out in first grade. Like, I stayed around to like fifth grade, but like, dude, like it was not my thing. And they said, the teacher said I had ADD, ADHD, ABCD, EFG, like all that shit, right? And, and it wasn't that I couldn't focus, man. It was just because the stuff that they were teaching me was something that I wasn't passionate about and didn't care about. And so I said, fuck that, I'm not doing it. But if I care about it and I'm interested, dude, I can focus. But yeah, so that's where it started. I started getting in trouble in school, and then I started smoking weed when I was 9. And then in and out of juvenile detention centers, boys' homes, all that shit throughout my entire youth. And then by the time I was 18, I caught some cases and went away by the time I was 19 on a 7-year sentence, and did 4 years flat the first time, got out for about 2 years. And then I went back in just 20 days before my twin sons were born. That was when I was like, dude, I'm done, no more.
Got you. I was looking at your Instagram, and I think your very first post, you're riffing on how having no privilege is actually the real privilege. Is that a philosophy you kind of developed as you were going through all these trials and tribulations when you were younger?
That philosophy developed coming out of prison. This last time when I actually got my shit together, and had, was heading in the right direction. And it's so true, man. Like, dude, I got out, I watched everybody, white, black, Mexican, Chinese, it don't matter. Everybody, I would fill out job applications and everybody else got the job besides me, even if I was 100 times more qualified than whoever else did it, just because I'm an ex-convict and I did shit 8 years ago that's on my record, and now they're like, I ain't fucking with you, and so, I did my time. I did my fucking time. I paid my debts to society, but that shit still, boom, getting judged for it. So whatever, it is what it is. Ain't complaining about it. That though gave me and plus all the other shit that I went through, gave me the tenacity, the hunger, and the drive to go out and do what I'm doing now. And so, like I say, man, if you put me up against, or anybody, that's underprivileged or underdog or whatever, you put me up against somebody that's had it handed to them their whole entire life, I'm not only going to win, I'm going to completely dominate them every single time because I want it more. I'm going to be more hungry, and I'm going to be more resourceful. I'm going to figure out ways. I may not dominate right out the gate because they got some more resources, right? Sure. But I'm going to figure it out, and that's the whole point of, it's actually a privilege to be underprivileged.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. My mentor used to say, your test becomes your testimony.
Amen.
Is this all this how the underdog brand came to be? Like when you came out of prison?
Yeah, dude. So like, I launched a brand before that, and it was lame as fuck, dude. It was super lame. It was Win with Zach was the name of the brand. For one, that's a cheesy ass name.
Super cheesy, bro.
Cheese, bro. Like Cheesehead Green Bay Packer cheese, bro. Fucking it's a cheesy ass name. And two, it was selfish. It was all about me. It's not a movement that everybody else can get behind. It's Win with Zach. Like nobody's gonna get behind that. And so I learned from that flopping, and then I got really intentional when I launched Underdog Empowerment.
Well, hold on. Before we go to Underdog Empowerment, let's I want to learn more about this Win with Zach brand.
Bro,
what that's supposed to be?
Yeah, go to my YouTube channel, and then you can do the filter, and you could say newest or oldest, and type in oldest, and then watch some of those videos. That's the Win with Zach brand.
Hey, so you a real one because you kept up your cringeworthy stuff. Love it.
Super cringe. I won't watch it because it's literally that bad. I'm like, bro, I can't watch it, but I keep it just for opportunities like this to show people that, dude, I used to be bad. Like,
yeah,
it was.
That's the biggest thing that stops people from starting is that fear of looking bad. They have to have everything perfect before they take a first step, and if that's how you operate, you're never going to take that first step. So cool. Thank you for sharing that. So it was supposed to be this big thing, and it flopped. Well, actually, I didn't even let you finish telling me what it was supposed to be.
I don't even, dude, like I started it because I was like in network marketing for 2 years, and I wanted to break off and do my own thing because network marketing just wasn't my thing anymore. And I got what I got from it, and I learned and grew, and then I outgrew it. And then I seen Gary Vee, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck he does, but I want to do what he does. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how he makes money, but he just fucking goes around, he's talking on stages and fucking, like, I want to do that. And so I just started making videos, not knowing anything, literally not knowing anything. I'm like, I'm going to build a brand like Gary Vee and stuff. And yeah, it didn't explode overnight like I thought it was going to.
Man, I mean, with a name like that, bro, I thought that was easy money.
Easy, bro.
It has a win in the name. How could I go wrong? Okay, so now to the underdog brand.
Yeah, man, that one was intentional as hell. Like everything from the color scheme, the name, all that, and my whole thought process was like I had to get really clear on who I was, and I was like, well, because up until that point, dude, you know, in the Win with Zach brand, I would rock suits and ties and had like my hair like dapper when I had hair still, like slipped off to the side, and nothing wrong with none of that, but that shit was not me, bro. Like, you know, I got a beard down on my belly, body full of tattoos, and did time in prison. I'm not a suits and ties kind of dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just like pretending to be positive and shit all the time. So when I launched Underdog when I launched Underdog Empowerment, I was like, I'm just gonna be me, man. I'm just gonna be fucking me. And I was like, well, who am I? You know, and I just kept on asking that question, get down, like, well, you know, I'm an ex-convict, yeah, but I'm past that. I'm an entrepreneur, yeah, but what? Oh, I'm an underdog, but I'm an underdog entrepreneur. Everybody loves the underdog. Let's fucking roll with that, you know. And then I fucking came out with Underdog Empowerment because I knew people love that underdog story. Everybody does, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I even fucking like the whole Rocky theme, all it like went dialed in. But anyways, long story short, though, I got the main takeaway though from that was getting really clear on who I was, and then all of my messaging was geared towards who I was yesterday or who I was just starting out or anywhere in between, because I am that person. I understand them. I can help them. No longer was trying to act further along than what I really was, or trying to act successful when I was broke as fuck. I was just like, hey man, here's where I'm at. I'm setting out on this journey, and I'm going to empower all the other underdogs in the process and document everything I learned. And yeah, it ended up working out.
Hell yeah, man. You're basically teaching people how to just keep it real and be themselves.
Yeah, that's it. It's super simple, dude.
Novel concept. Be real. And you know, people have bullshit meters, yo. Like people, I think Andy Frisella talks about this all the time. Like people know when you're faking the funk. And when you could just be authentically you and unapologetic about it and not give a shit. I mean, in today's world where everyone's trying to put up a front for everyone else on social media, people gravitate towards that. People can sense, you know, who's being genuine, and, you know, and being able to be comfortable in your flaws, admitting I'm not perfect. I'm not there yet, but we're on this journey together. Like, that's what leadership is all about. Like, yo, like walk with me, and I don't have to be all the way in front of you, but I could be a little bit in front of you, and we could still, you know, walk this path together. I wanted to kind of talk. Go ahead, Dustin.
I was going to note that's another great thing about your show, Zach, that I do love is you know, you're a constant student. You don't jump in there like you're elite, that you know everything. You jump in and you want to learn. You know, you're solving your own problems within these episodes with your guest, etc. You don't come in there like you're the top shit.
Dude, appreciate that. It's literally one of the main things I've done was use it as a way to get mentorship from people that are, you know, got what I want or know what I want to know. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, appreciate that, dude.
Yeah. So how does an ex-con, and by the way, I do want to spend some time talking about your time in prison and getting some prison survival tips, because when we had Ryan Stewman on the show, we had him
survive in prison.
How to Survive in Prison 101 course. But before we talk about that, so how does one go from coming out of prison, having a record, to now rubbing shoulders with some of the biggest names in the space? Because that's very impressive.
I mean, there's probably a million different ways to skin that cat, but I'm only going to talk about the way that how I did it and how I know, because I'm not going to talk about stuff I don't know. So one, start a fucking podcast, because you're able to connect with these people, but make sure, like we talked about, get clear on who you are, what you're all about, and then always speak to who you were yesterday or who you were just starting out or anywhere in between. That way it's going to hit and stick. That way you're not being some fake, some fraud, or, the bullshit detectors going off. So you got that in place, start the podcast, and then literally slide in people's DMs and be like, yo, I want to interview on my podcast. Can we make this happen? And that's as simple as that. Dude, another way to help, catapult that is right when you launch, get your podcast ranked on Apple. You could do it in the same day. We help Mandy Pod Lindsay. She holds the record for our clients of getting ranked within 6 hours after she launched. And all it is getting a bunch of written reviews in a short period of time. So most people hear that and they're going to be lazy and just try and make a Facebook post and hope people go do that. It ain't going to work. You might get like 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. You slide in people's DMs and conversate. Don't copy and paste some bullshit generic message and try and throw up on them without even giving them a chance to respond. Like, hey, here's my podcast. Go subscribe to it. Yada, yada. Because if somebody ran up to you in real life out there, you'd probably punch them in the throat. But just conversate. Like, yo, I got a favor to ask. Wait for them to say something. Hey, can you subscribe to my podcast if I give you the link? Yeah. Oh, dude, thank you. I appreciate you taking time to do this, and drop the link. It's literally the exact script that I just said, but get it ranked. And then you get it ranked in a couple hours. And now you could be like, yo, you're a perfect fit for my show, man. Would you come on my top rated podcast, Dedication to Excellence, man? Got to get you on there. Can we make this happen? Simple as that. Keeping it short and sweet. You start getting those big names on your show. People start getting excited. You'll notice that those episodes typically tend to be your most downloaded episodes. And then, you just go on other podcasts like I'm doing right now. I'm pretty sure you guys do the same thing to grow your own show. And man, you just do those things consistently over and over and over, consistently, not just once or twice. You just keep on doing those things over an extended period of time, and you're going to rapidly grow your brand.
So put yourself out there.
Yeah. Just fucking get in front of other people's audiences and connect with big time people.
That's like something. So my background is actually network marketing. So I appreciate that as well, that you had a little brief stint in that world. But yeah, that was always what I told my team. I mean, my team grew pretty big, and I'm not that smart. So people were asking me how I did that. And I said, I just talked to literally everybody. This is how Dustin's gotten some big names on our show. Shout out to Dustin for lining up all these amazing guests. Cause I'm pretty sure, Dustin, what Zach just said is what you pretty much do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, essentially. I mean, I was talking to, I went out to an event in Florida this last week, and I was talking to all these other agency owners, et cetera, business owners. And they're like, oh man, I've been wanting to start a podcast, just what do I do? I'm like, just slide in the DMs, create some value, conversate. It's not all about you. Get in there, and they're happy to spread their story. It's about the value of your audience, man, to your audience. I've never gotten it. So
with their name, and
right,
the podcast.
There we go. Winning with Eugene.
Exactly.
There you go. That motherfucker's gonna blow up, dog.
Blow up.
Throw me some money or some play for the idea, dog.
Until Dustin drops Winning with Dustin, and I'm just out of business, man. Because it's just gonna be way more fire than mine. We can just have a podcast starter kit, start marketing this. So Winning with blank, and then we'll have 100 people lined up to write reviews for them already, and we can make a business out of this.
We can make a business out of this.
Put a pin in that one, man.
I mean, you're past the 200 mark, right? You've done an incredible amount of episodes. I mean, you've had Andy Frisella on twice. Big names all over the place, and small names too. Just getting into the niche market and niche expertise, which is awesome, because that's a lot of value as well. What led you to? Where was the point in your journey that you decided that I could really design an SOP in this and really design a platform to where I can, catapult other podcasters?
Yeah, dude. For one, I fucking hate systems.
Hey, we really are kindred spirits, man.
Yeah, but dude, you ain't going nowhere without them, man. So, I built them initially out of necessity, because I had to, and then I got on kick-ass people that love building systems and SOPs. And so I'm like, hey, this is what it's got to look like. We got to build it. This is how you do it. And I just record little videos or whatever. And then they turn it into the thing. And dude, I can't say enough, how important your team is. And yeah, so if you're just trying to get it going, obviously you're going to have to do it by yourself to get it going. But as soon as you get it going and you're starting to bring in clients, find someone, especially if you're like the visionary type, like the idea guy, the marketer, you know what I'm saying? Find someone that's the integrator type fast as fuck, because it's going to speed up your growth more than anything. And more importantly, it's going to allow you to spend the majority of your time doing shit that you love versus shit that you fucking can't stand doing.
What is that? Jack of all trades, master of none. You got to stick with your 5% and outsource the rest.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Like, you need that rapper in the group who gets you to the studio on time. Like, that's basically what Zach just said. I'm thinking back to like Bone Thugs and Harmony was like my shit growing up, right?
Good shit right there.
Yeah, you appreciate that from the Midwest, right?
Yeah.
And but like how they wouldn't have been anything without Eazy-E, like making sure they showed up to the studio on time and put them on, you know. So that's definitely key, man. So systems, it's crazy because, you know, we have all these high level people on our show, but they say the same shit over and over again, just from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Keep it real, be consistent, put yourself out there, put in the work. Like, I think the biggest takeaway from that is there are no shortcuts. Everyone is looking for that instant gratification. And I don't know why this just came as a reflection, but maybe this is why I'm so not into crypto the way everyone is because I feel like everyone is just scratching digital lottery tickets these days, you know? And it's kind of, it just philosophically, it doesn't sit right with me. I'm like, you don't know shit about what you're doing. You're just, a few of your homies bought that thing and now you buying it. And I don't know, maybe it's costing me money, but
meme coins.
Was that
all the meme coins?
I know, bro.
You ain't got no Doge, bro. You ain't got that Doge. You ain't holding, like, bro. Diamond fist.
if SNL could drop that like 40% just in one night, nah.
I saw that meme. Motherfuckers make $300 on Dogecoin to start looking for homes in LA. Like, oh my god.
A little bit of tactical now. Zach, I'd love to get into, obviously you've created a great system for catapulting other people's podcasts and stuff. I'd like to get into some of the tactical elements of that. You know, if someone's just getting into podcasting, obviously we've already said, you know, if you want to get guests and you're going to do an interview style, drop in the DMs, get in there, just start working it. But what about some of the tactical elements that you've seen success in podcasts and launching and getting going?
Yeah, there's a bunch. I'm going to fly through as many as I can until you tell me to shut up. But by the way, all these, you could check them out for free on my YouTube channel as well. Like I got the main stuff that matters on there.
On the Winning with Zach YouTube channel.
It's
changed to just Zach Babcock, but you know, we
won't bring that back.
We still win though.
Before the end of this, I want to dive into what you have coming up right now that's going into the prisons and tablets, etc. So I want to dive into that as well.
Appreciate that, man. Right on. But yeah, dude. So number one, I got 5 pillars in our podcast powertrain marketing system. And the first pillar is the foundational pillar. It's the most important. It's your marketing message. You got to dial this in. It's unless you love psychology like I do and marketing stuff, it's the most boring part of the whole piece, but it is the most important piece of everything. Because if we don't have this dialed in, nothing else matters. And you dial in, I call it the 4 W's. Who, what, where, why. Who's your podcast for? What is it about? Where is it taking them? Why should they listen? And you go through it. It's a simple process. It's going to take like a good 20 to 30 minutes to really dive in and get down to the core thing. But like I said, you get clear on who you are, and then your message is always who you were yesterday or just starting out anywhere in between. And as you grow, so does that person you were yesterday. And then clearly explain what your podcast is about in one sentence. Like so many people, like, dude, bro, have you guys ever like went on Instagram or Facebook and you read somebody's bio and they're like, I help you dig in to find the truest self and express it to its fullest potential. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you even talking about? Yeah. It's like your message, bro. Like what, you know, so it's got to be clear and concise. So if somebody were to be like, hey, what's Underdog Empowerment about? It's the number one resource for alpha underdog entrepreneurs to level up in business and life. It's a long one sentence, but it's very clear and concise. So that's what you want to do there. And then where are you taking them? It's got to be a future that they have faith in and that they desire. It's got to be those two elements. They have to have hope in the future, or otherwise it's going to be, if they have fear in the future, they're going to try to cling on to the present and they're not going to take action. So it has to be, the hope factor in there. And then they also have to want it. And then finally, why should they listen to you? That's just like your differentiator. What makes you different from other podcasts? And there's a million ways you can go and find that out. But yeah, that's the 4 W's. That is the most important thing.
And that's under the first pillar you said.
First pillar. Can I run through a couple more and I'll try to go through it super fast?
Nah, bro, give us as much detail as you can. We love this tactical shit.
Hell yeah. All right. The next up, you launch and you get ranked right out the gate. And I talked to you about that. I'm actually literally today is the launch of the my second podcast. And I'm just watching what I'm doing right now because that shit's going to fucking hit. But you get a bunch of written reviews in a short period of time, and you do it by messaging people with that script. Hey, I got a huge favor to ask. Wait for them to respond. Can you subscribe to my podcast write a 5-star review if I send you the link? Wait for them to respond. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking your time to do this. Apple link. That's literally the script right there. It's a three sequence thing. And you hit a bunch of people up with that. You message them directly, and you can literally get ranked in just a couple of hours. So we've helped over 200 people get ranked with that script, and 90% of those people, 80 to 90% of those people have done it in 48 hours or less. So the shit works. It's proven. Is this all about hustle? It's simple as fuck. It just requires a little bit of a hustle.
Network marketing 101, man. I fucking love it.
And you can also run a contest giveaway, some shit and then send people. Like I use King Sumo is the software I use, but there's plenty of others out there. But find a software where people can go to, and then they get extra points for sharing the contest on social media, and that's how it could potentially go viral. And that's a faster way to doing it. Or you could do both at the same time, like I'm doing. But get it ranked right out the gate. Now you are a top-rated podcaster on Apple. You own that title no matter what. And you're probably not going to stay in the top charts for longer than a day or two because you haven't been doing it for long enough. You don't have the downloads and all those numbers to back it up like many other podcasts in your category will.
Bro, that's like network marketing. Somebody hits 6 figures one time and they say they were 6-figure earner for the rest of their career. I love it. Ride that title.
Yeah. But what's cool though is you're just trying to get that right out the gate so that you could use that whenever you're reaching out to other people. And it gets, whenever you make the post like, oh, this is cool, I just checked the rankings, my podcast is ranked on Apple, then there's going to be other people that see that have already knew you had a podcast, but they weren't going to fuck with you. But now that your podcast is ranked, like, oh wow, you got this shit, let me go check this out now. You know what I'm saying? There's people that are legit like that.
Success, man.
Yep. And so you do that, then you're just leveraging that. Now, how to get back up there and stay in the rankings is you grow your downloads, because that's the main thing that's holding you back from staying in the ranking. And there's a lot of ways to do that, but the best way to do it is to find other podcasts that are like the Dedication to Excellence podcast. It's a perfect fit for me to be on. And you go on other podcasts and you just get interviewed, and then people are like, hey man, where can people check you out at? Like, yo, I got a podcast called Underdog Empowerment. Come check me out there. Boom. If people like you and what you're about, they're going to come over there and check you out. I struggled for a year, by the way, trying to figure out how to grow a podcast, because I wasn't growing. It was a bunch of ebbs and flows. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm sharing this out on social media all the time. I'm asking my guests to share, and this motherfucker's not growing. And then I learned, if I just get in front of other people's audiences and these people already listen to podcasts, I'll start growing.
So what's the right way to do that? I mean, because to me, it's a bit of an easier ask to say, hey, come on my podcast so I can expose you to my audience. You're bringing them value. But to say, reach out to someone like a Brad Lee and get on their podcast, how do you do that the right way?
Yeah, dude. I hit up Brad Lee. I seen like his posts, and then like I would send him a screenshot and be like, bro, that's so boom, boom, boom. And it would be something that I actually, appreciated about the post. And then I'm like, dude, I'd love to come on your show and drop some bombs too, man. If you're looking for guests, dude, I've been in fucking prison, did over 5 years of my life, and now I'm running a 6-figure business, yada, yada, yada. And then, and I got on, and he was like, okay. But, the way to do it though, this is how I played the game. When I first started, I didn't, now it's easier for me to get on podcasts because I don't have like a huge brand, but, I built up a brand and it's easier for me to get on podcasts versus when I first started. And so when I first started, what I did was I offered interview swaps. So I would find people, podcasts that I knew was a good fit for me to go on and for them to come on my show. And then I'd hit them up I'd find them, I'd track them down on their websites, hit their contact page, send them an email, find them on Instagram. Like I would stalk them and find them, right? Hunt them down. And I'd slide in their DMs and their emails and it'd just be like, yo, man, I checked out your podcast. I love what you're doing, man. I think there's a lot of synergy and alignment here. I'd like to offer you an interview swap because I know by going on other people's podcasts, it's one of the best ways to grow your own podcast. I know you'd be a great fit for mine. I think I'd be a great fit for yours. Would you be down to do something like that?
Nice.
And it's an equal value exchange and it's an easy pitch. You don't feel weird and awkward because you're offering value in exchange for value. And I did that a lot. And I was just like a podcast whore all of 2019 for real. And I've been on over 300 podcasts now, but I was consistently going on 2 to 5 podcasts every single week for so long, and I still go on 2 podcasts a week. Now I'm gonna do 2 now because, I'm going to keep doing 2 because I know I could do 2 a week. And if I just keep on doing that, it just keeps on adding to it. It's 104 podcasts a year, or 104. I think that's right. Yeah. 52 plus 52 is 104. Yep. Math's on point, bro. But
public school math. Let's get it.
I had to use my fingers and shit. But
don't have enough toes for all that.
Yeah, dog. But that's the game, dude. That's the most important thing you could do is grow your downloads and just going on other podcasts. There's a bunch of other ways, but dude, 80-20, go on other podcasts.
That was a third pillar.
That was the third pillar is downloads growth. Fourth pillar is interview celebrities and become one in the process. And you could do this right out the gate, dude. I got my before the podcast, bro. Nobody was fucking with me. They were like, man, this dude's a convicted felon. Like, I'm not jamming with this dude. Anytime I try to reach out to any entrepreneur, they're laughing at me, yada, yada, all this stuff. Launched the podcast, Underdog Empowerment, got it ranked on day 3, hit up Billy Jean immediately, was like, bro, I just got my podcast ranked. You're a perfect fit for my show. Can we make this happen? He hit me back with his assistant's email and said she got my schedule. We had him on the show the following week. Nice. 1 week, I went from everybody laughing at me to having Billy Jean on, and it's just been a spiral of upwards momentum ever since. But yeah, man.
So you've been teaching that process of getting people ranked fast because it's something you've become an expert at. But how did you know that initially going into it? Is that something you had learned how to get a podcast ranked coming out the gates, or you just kind of stumble into it?
No, I was interviewed. So it was literally, I was batching up episodes before I released, and I interviewed Justin Shank on my podcast. And then he told me, he was like, yo, bro, if you get a bunch of written reviews in a short period of time, you'll get ranked on Apple. And I'm like,
got you.
I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll give it a shot. And I literally got 11 reviews. And then a few hours later, I was ranked and I was like, holy shit, it's real. And then I started going gung ho on it. And what I did, man, is, when I first started, it was like a weird pitch, but I did it I cleared, because at the time I was broke as a joke, right? I wasn't successful in business yet. So I cleared I had more time than I had money. So I cleared the next 2 weeks off my schedule and just blasted every single person I was connected with on social media with this script, and it evolved into what it is now. So it's tried and true.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, tested.
Hell yeah. That's why you were killing it in network marketing for a couple of years. Because this is all the shit that I would teach slide them in DMs and ask them to see your pitch. Like, ask for a favor, ask for a value exchange. If I did this, would you do that? I mean, this is people. If you want to get something done, if you have a product, if you have a service, if you have a brand, whatever the fuck you want to get out into the world, no one's going to know about it if you sit there thinking about it all day. You don't actually talk to anybody. Go out there and shake a fucking hand, and talk to somebody.
Bro, I'm so fucking glad you said that, because I literally got that from my time in network marketing, that if I would do
Eric Worre 101.
Bro, that's the can you subscribe to my podcast if I send you the link? Bro, that's like literally came from that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah. If I sent you this 10-minute video that explains my services, would you watch it and let me know if you think of anybody that can benefit? That's network marketing. Like, what I tell people is, if you don't know what the fuck you want out of life and you think entrepreneurship might be it, go find you a reputable network marketing company and try it out for a year.
Yeah.
Worst thing you're going to do is make a little bit of money and meet some cool people and learn about personal development. Best case scenario, you make 6 figures. Like, but it's so stigmatized. I mean, so I'm not super involved in network marketing anymore, but I still have my book of business with my company. I just got a $500 deposit today. Don't know why. Don't care. It came in, Anyway, shout out to network marketing. So that was the fourth pillar. Was that the fourth pillar?
That was the fourth pillar.
Become a celebrity. Actually, I have a question for you to back up a step. When did you even decide podcasting was going to be a tool you leveraged? I mean, how did that even come to be in the first place?
Dude, I put off podcasting. Like I mentioned, I had the Win with Zach brand on YouTube. I liked video, and I thought podcasting was lame because it was only audio, and so I didn't want to do it. And then when I heard I was going through, it's funny because I used to study Russell Brunson shit like flies on shit, and now I make fun of the whole funnel hacker, dick funnel hacker community now. But
I live in Boise. I see him all the time around town.
Russell's a genius, but the dick funnel hacker club,
the community,
dude, they're so slimy and pathetic, dude. It's retarded. But I was watching his funnel hacks masterclass. I bought his shit, and one of those things he was telling the story of one of his clients, and he was like, he was having a hard time. Opportunities were scarce. Nothing was happening. Nobody wanted to collaborate with him. And then he launched his own show, and all these opportunities opened up. And I'm like, bro, if this motherfucker isn't talking to me right now, I don't know who is, because that's exactly what I'm going through. And so I decided to launch my podcast because of that. And it literally happened the same exact way how he told it. Like, as soon as I launched a podcast, opportunities open up, started speaking on stages, getting invited to, go on other podcasts, getting kick-ass people on my show, all that. It was crazy.
So if you take action on good ideas, good things happen. Whoa.
Bro, I gotta write that shit down. Hold
we
up.
might be honest again. No, but this is my biggest fucking pet peeve, man. Because let me throw my little cousin under the bus here, because he's my little cousin and I can do that sort of thing. So this motherfucker, Elvin, if you're listening to this, calls me last week, and he's like, "Hey, man, he's at that age where he's realizing college isn't his thing. He kind of wants to go try and be independent. He really has his passion for cooking, he's discovered, but he doesn't want to tell his parents that he doesn't want to be a nurse, because, in the Filipino community, if you tell your parents you don't want to be a nurse, it's just the worst thing you can tell them, right?" I'm like, "Elvin, well, why don't you do this, man? Like, you don't have to drop out of school yet, but if you love cooking, why don't you start building a brand around it? You're in the fraternity world. You're at a party all the time. Start making your food and start just giving out your food. Like, go to a party. What do college kids want? Food, because they're broke. Like, make your little chicken wings and just give out free chicken wings. And I want people to know you as, hey, yo, that's Elvin. Have you tried his chicken wings? They're fire." Build a little brand around that, get a little buzz going, and then, we could roll that into something. And he's like, "Okay, cool." So I'm like, "Great. So here's our goal. Over the next 30 days, I want you to give out 100 meals. Can you do that?" He said, "Yes." I'm like, boom, perfect. I check in with him a week later. So yesterday, I'm like, "What's up, man? How many meals have you given out?" "Oh, I haven't done it yet. I don't know. I've been stressed out this week." I'm like, "All right, bro, you ain't serious, man. Have fun at school." And just left it at that. You know what I mean? So, take action, people. Take action on the good ideas, and you can grow up to be like Zach. What is
win with Zach? You can win.
Zach. You can fucking win with Zach, or Dustin, or Eugene, or insert your name there. So what's the fifth pillar, man? Bring it home with the fifth pillar.
The fifth pillar is that money, dog. It's that monetization, man. It's and it's the fifth pillar for a reason. I put it at the end because, dude, whenever if you're listening to this and you go through the YouTube channel, that shit, and you get some kick-ass results, but you're like, "Man, I want to work with Zach and his team and like get a hold of their shit or whatnot." Like if that's you, if you are even anybody on our sales team, if you're talking about like, "Yeah, I want to do this, how do I monetize it?" Blah, 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 we're gonna fucking hang the phone up on you because you're not our ideal client, because you're probably, if that's you probably don't have an established business and you're probably desperate and needy for money. And I've been there. I'm not talking shit, because I've been there, but I know that we're not a good fit if that's you right now, if you're in such a rush where you need to monetize right out the gate, because it's not going to fucking work, man. You need to go into starting a podcast with hey, I know the money's going to follow if I build a dope ass fucking show that people love, that they get tons of value from. The money's going to follow that regardless. So you need to go into there like, how do I build a fucking dominant ass show that helps people, that people are going to fucking love and can't wait to share with all their friends? That's got to be the mindset. And so the perfect person for this is like, the podcast is perfect for someone that's wanting to grow a huge dominant brand, because it's just a great tool to be able to do that. It's a great networking tool. It's a great tool to get in front of people. It's a great tool to build an audience and to build that no like and trust factor, all that. But all right, I'm done beating the dead horse. But monetize, bro. Dude, there's a ton of different ways to monetize your podcast. Literally, there really is. Dude, I can name off probably like 17 different ways. But what I recommend everybody should do, because all the different ways, not all of them are going. Some of them might be great for me, but shitty for you based on your business and your brand. So it's not going to work. Like for me, sponsorships are not my thing, but I've helped many people land sponsorship. Matter of fact, I was on a call with Chris Swartz with the Fuel podcast earlier today, and he just locked in a $500 a month sponsorship with his guys, because he's in the loan officer or whatnot.
Nice.
So it's a perfect fit for him, but it wouldn't be for me. I just like to promote my own shit on my podcast. But anyways, one thing though that I recommend everybody to do, whether I don't care what your brand or business is affiliate marketing. 100%. I mean, dude, like if you guys go to eofire.com, it's John Lee Dumas's podcast, and the top of that top right corner of the website, there he shows his income reports. And if you click on it, it shows a percentage breakdown. And last time I looked, it was like, and this was in April of 2021, he had already made over $15,000 just from affiliate marketing. He's made over, like, the dude kills it though. By the end of this year, it's going to be, it's a 6-figure plus income just from affiliate marketing. All he does is talks about products that he knows, likes, trusts, and uses himself. Maybe helps you achieve a specific goal that you have. And one of those steps is using that affiliate product because it makes it easier to achieve that goal. And he says, hey, go check it out here at this website.com/whatever, and use promo code John Lee Dumas, JLD, whatever, and you're going to get 20% off. And then fucking he sends his people over there, and then he gets a commission for playing middleman because he helped his audience solve a problem that they needed. And he brought customers to a company which they like, and he's the middleman that does it, and he gets compensated for it. So it's a win-win-win all the way around the board. And there's too much money on the table to be leaving by being a podcaster and not doing affiliate marketing. So
I would love to see Ed Milet's revenue reports off affiliate. That's all he does too. Oh, off the charts, yeah.
Yeah. Joe Rogan.
Rogan. Tim Ferriss. There was this point in time where pretty much everything I was buying was a recommendation from Tim Ferriss, because he spends the first
and he's good at it. His emails, bro, and he gives you the bullet lists and stuff. And here's what I'm like, his shit's on point, man. Super on point.
Athletic Greens, game changer. I need to reorder some, actually, now that I think about it. Promo code 10. Hey, win with 10. Promo code win with 10. We're gonna run with this to the end of time. I love it. But hey, man, we only got a handful of minutes here left. So we have to talk about the most important subject. Okay, let's talk prison. So, talk to me about your time in prison, man. Like, how was it? How did you survive? If I were to find myself in there for a white collar crime, you know what I mean? Like, what are your prison survival tips? If you got 5 pillars of those, that'd be great.
That's funny. Oh man, I don't have 5 pillars, but we're gonna see how many we do have. We'll unpack them. Number 1, mind your own business. Like, stay out of other people's business. Don't get in, like, you walk in and you hear somebody talking, like, don't get up in their conversation. It's mind your own business. Number 2, stand on your shit. Like, if you say you're going to do something, do it. Like, don't say something you're not going to do, because people will test you. Number 3, you ain't got to be a tough guy, but you can't be no punk ass either. Like, they're going to test you when you first come in. You're probably going to get in a fight or 2, but as soon as they see that you'll fight back, they'll quit fucking with you. Even if you can't fight, they'll quit fucking with you. They're going to go find somebody that will just give them all their shit. So, stand on your shit.
Did you deal with that when you first went in? Were you throwing hands?
Yeah, it had to. I mean, everybody gets tested when you first come in, but it wasn't like what you see, it's probably not what you're thinking is what I'm trying to say. Like for me going into prison, I was scared as shit, bro. I was like, man, I'm fucking 19, man. Like I could kind of fight, but I'm not that great. But man, these motherfuckers getting raped. Like, damn, dog. Like I was scared to death, like fucking scared. And I got there, I'm like, oh, bro, this ain't nothing like they put it out to be on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't. It is a culture that is unlike any other that I've ever seen, but it's not as it's like overhyped. Just like the news, they overhype and lie about shit. It's the same thing.
So far, you spitting facts that apply to life. Mind your own business. Stand on your shit. Don't believe the hype. Like,
yeah,
I said prison, right? Not just real world. Okay, cool.
Yeah, man, no doubt. But yeah, just and then I would say find something like when I was in there, I never read like personal development books or whatever because I didn't know what the shit was and I didn't like reading. But if I was ever like if I was in prison now, I would be reading because they had access to all the books. I'd be reading like a mofo. But what I did though is this. I wouldn't recommend doing this, by the way. But I was on the writing tickets on the yard, sports tickets. So like the ticket man would back the ticket and he'd have all the commissary and stuff and he'd make the lines, the spreads, and then he'd have writers and I'd get 10% of everything that I wrote. And so I'd be on the yard writing tickets and I get my little 10%. I'd be hustling, pulling a nice little income from that in prison. And then I would take that and then I'd go lose it all on the poker table. Like I would get my fucking head cracked, dude. But I love poker, dude. It's such a fun game. But I learned so much about psychology just by playing poker and math. But mainly though, it's a cool game. So that's how I did my time, and I worked out and stuff, and played poker and wrote sports tickets. So, long story short, find something that you enjoy doing that'll help you pass time quick.
Yeah, I hear the biggest thing with prison is just fucking boring.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just yeah, and then eventually it's super boring at first, and then eventually it is boring, but eventually though you get used to it, and then it just becomes just like your normal day life or whatever. As long as you got a good routine, it'll go by pretty quick.
Sure, the first week out was just crazy for you,
bro. Oh, man, it's a crazy story. Yeah, when I first got home, because I did I went away in 2008 and then came home in 2012, and when I went away in 2008. I was wearing a size 44 pants. I wear a size 32 normally. I was wearing 44 size pants. That's what was in, big ass baggy clothes and shit.
Right.
and we had flip phones, a little fucking, I remember I had the US Cellular fucking flip phone, but I get out and we got fucking smartphones. And so like first thing my mom picks me up, I'm like, yo, Mom, I'm not trying to freeload or nothing, but cause she brought a pair of pants and the shirt that I had, and I was like, I ain't trying to freeload or nothing, Mom, but can we go by and get, some clothes that fit me? And she started laughing and, took me to Target. And I go into Target, bro, and I had a panic attack, man, because everybody's like walking around smiling and being nice, and there's girls and shit. And I'm like freaking out, like, because I'm used to just people walking around, nobody like minding anybody, everybody's minding their own business, walking around with your frowns on your face and shit, and people are all just friendly, and it was just freaking me out. And so I asked my mom for the keys because I wanted to go out into the car. Well, I go out and they had the doors that come in, the sliding doors that come in, the sliding doors that come out, and in the middle they have the sliding doors that are big for the carts. Well, there was no carts in there. And I'm trying to go out the middle door and it's locked. I'm like, started having a panic. I'm like, fuck, they're gonna lock me up. They thinking I stole something or whatever. And needless to say, I found my way out eventually. But yeah, it was wild integrating back to society after being gone for so long.
Institutionalized, huh?
Yeah, like a motherfucker I was.
Man, if we had more time, I'd ask you your thoughts on just that, like prison reform. What changes do you think need to be made? Or
part 2 theme.
Yeah, part 2, bro. We'll get you back on for sure.
Yeah. Well, hey, can I drop something real quick? Keep it like
please.
2 seconds.
Please.
I'll tell you the answer to that is Convicted Life. It's a podcast we just dropped today. And so check it out. My partner, Travis. So I've been talking about this for the last 3 years, all over my podcast, social media, whatever. And I've been saying, hey, my legacy goal, like my one thing I want to do in business before I go out is to achieve a 9% or lower recidivism rate in the US, because if you look at recidivism rates, it's crazy. So long story short, Travis hit me up not too long ago and was like, hey man, you know, I dig what you're doing. Hey, I can get some shit in the inside of the prison, all the tablets and stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute. And started talking and stuff. I'm like, bro, it's a perfect fit. And so we decided to team up. Now we got this podcast that's inside the prison system on all the tablets. So we can get to people while they're doing
Hell
time.
yeah.
Yeah. With real
That's what
shit,
this new
too.
podcast is all about?
Yeah, bro. And so, and it's on the
Fucking
outside
dope.
and it's on all the major platforms. So now we're able to reach convicted felons, whether you're getting ready to go into prison, doing time, or already out on the bricks. And not just any felon, it's for convicted felons, meaning you're convicted of living an extraordinary life. And we're able to give you real, tangible, practical, fucking tactical shit that you can do coming out of prison to live an extraordinary life. And it's not just coming from me and Travis. We bring all types of convicted felons on that are out kicking ass now. So different people are going to be able to relate to different stories. And it's going to be shit that actually helps people. So that's my answer to it.
Yeah, I love that.
Appreciate
Perfect
that,
segue, man. As we're wrapping up here, what else you got to plug?
man. If you know anybody that's in the prison system or that has been in the prison system, tell them to check out convictedlife.com. If you need help with podcast marketing or having somebody run your show for you, check out podcastpowertrain.com. And finally, if you just want to connect with me or check out the Underdog Empowerment podcast or anywhere, my social medias, all that good jazz, go to underdogempowerment.com.
And if you do all that, you too can win with Zach. Well, hey, man, actually, before we let you go, that was a perfect mic drop moment, but we do have to end with our signature question. And that is, being we are the Dedication to Excellence podcast. Zach, in your own words, what does it mean to live a life in dedication to excellence?
Man, that you have a standard, which is excellence, meaning good is not enough. Like if it's just like, oh, this is good enough. Like, no, that's shitty. It's the enemy. Good is the fucking enemy. It's even good is worse than bad. Like I would, like it's a complete commitment dedicated to doing your very best every single time. And when you live that way, man, you get amazing results.
Boom. We'll go ahead and leave it right there. Zach, thank you so much for stopping by, my brother. Really enjoyed our conversation. Look forward to doing this again. But until then, bro, keep killing it. Everyone listening in, write us a review so we can get ranked and
win with Zach when he wins.
Exactly. So we can get to Pillar 5 and start making money off this bitch. Until then, y'all stay blessed. We out. Peace.